Hey, everybody. Good morning. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Pelion, South Carolina. Y'all, this is where the magic happens. Here at Wormwizardcastings, y'all, it's 81 degrees Fahrenheit, about 10:30 a.m. this Thursday morning. This beautiful day the Lord has given us. And y'all, I'm just excited to be alive. Let's get right into it and see what the Worm Wizards are doing today. I started out with a shot of my finished worm castings over here. These are the raw worm castings, haven't been sifted or anything like that. I still got to try to get the worms out of them. We'll check in on that worm trap there again later today. Be sure to check out for that short and see how many worms we get. All right, y'all, I was checking on the subscriptions a little while ago, right before I started taking this video. Y'all, we are only 275 subscribers away from having our next big silver giveaway. For all you folks who don't remember, our next subscriber goal was going to be 2,500 subscribers. And as of this morning, we're exactly 2,225 subscribers. So that means we only need 275 more, and we'll be having that'll trigger our next silver giveaway. Well, we reached our next goal, and we're going to be giving away 2 American Silver Eagles. That's right, y'all. That's 2 troy ounces of fine silver. Going to one of you lucky viewers as soon as we get to 2,500 subscribers. So if you like this kind of content and you hadn't subscribed yet, why don't you do us a favor and go on over there and click on that subscribe button, and you can help us get to that next goal, and we can have that giveaway. Ooh, look at there. They really do like these cardboard shreds. It brings them closer to the surface, keeps the bin nice and moist near the top. Let's rake some of this back, see if we see any black soldier flies. Now, I didn't mix, y'all check this out. I didn't mix this bedding with these cardboard shreds. I believe the worms migrating back and forth have mixed this in here. Let's see here. Let's see, there's some. You know what? I need to go grab my picture so I can be picking up these soldier fly larvae as I go, ain't it? I like using the picture. It's bigger. Easier to toss them in. Bigger mouth, you know. Bigger, wider lid opening. Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. All right. Well, y'all, check it out. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, there's a couple. All these cardboard shreds, though, I tell y'all, it's going to make it a lot more difficult to get in here and pick out worms and pick out soldier flies. Because my eyes ain't that good, y'all. Oh, there's some right there. I apologize if I'm not getting all this in frame. I'm trying, y'all. I am trying. Let's dig in this corner and see if we see how many worms we see in this corner, y'all. Yep, I've been talking with folks in the comments about how many worms you should start out in your bin. Y'all, I can't speak for everyone, but for these hungry bins, I'll tell you what my strategy was. I mean, you know, these hungry bins are, you know, they're fairly decent size. They're 20 gallons. When they're full, they'll hold 20 gallons of material. And the manufacturer says that when these things are full, they'll hold about 16,000 red wiggler worms, approximately, right? So the way I figure it is, you start out with 1,000 worms. All right. Now you don't take any in or out. You just start out with 1,000 worms, and after the first 90 days, if you know you fed them right and you didn't lose any, you should end up with about 2,000. They tend to try to double approximately every 90 days, assuming that they're you know, the temperature is correct and the feed and the moisture and, you know, optimum breeding and thriving, surviving conditions, right? About every 90 days, approximately, they'll double in population. So 1,000 becomes 2,000 after 90 days. Then after 90 more days, which would be at the 6-month mark, that 2,000 turns to 4,000. All right. Now, 90 days past the 6-month mark, the 4,000 turns to 8,000. Right? You picking up what I'm putting down? That's right. if you're good at doing math, then you realize that by this point, 90 more days, 3 more months pass, and our 8,000 to go to 16,000. Yep, that's right. So if we're doing our math right, and I know that's ballpark figures, that's kind of approximating. That's not, exact. But you should end up with a full, if you're doing a 20-gallon hungry bin, and you start out with 1,000 worms, and you don't take none out, and you just, take care of them and leave them alone for a year, in a year's time, they should populate the whole bin, and you should have approximately 16,000 worms or so, give or take. And that's kind of my strategy. Now, if you're starting out with something smaller, like 5-gallon buckets, or maybe some kind of a mortar tray system or a tote, you could probably just start out with 250 worms, maybe 500 worms, according to how big your environment is what I'm trying to say, right? The bigger the environment, the more worms you start out with. Also, it's according to what your intent is. What are you trying to do? Are you just a hobbyist? Or, are you just starting out and you're just a hobbyist and you just want to have some fun? Well, that's a totally different goal than someone who wants to start a worm business and wants to start making money and try to create a living off of worms. They're going to need to jumpstart their situation. Most people are not in that group. So I would say for most people, 250 worms usually is enough for most people to start out with. Unless you're trying to jumpstart your situation, or you're trying to, or if you got a big family, or you're trying to recycle a lot of material, you need more worms to recycle more material, So, we got a lot of larvae in this one. Here I am rambling on, but look at all these protein goodies. Joshua was telling me in the comments that soldier fly larvae and stuff like this shouldn't make up but about 20% of your chicken's diet to be on the balanced, healthy side. That's what he was saying in the comments. That sounds pretty good to me. Y'all let me know in the comments. That sounds about right to y'all. Look at that. Let's see here. Ooh, it feels weird wiggling in my hand, y'all. Oh, yeah. We get a bunch out of this bin. I know I was thinking about it, was it yesterday, when I was editing my videos, y'all? And I was like, thinking to myself, my worm journal videos turned into a black soldier fly journal video, hasn't it? I apologize for that, for you folks that came to watch the red wigglers and end up watching black soldier flies. But never fear. Don't fear, y'all. I've been through this a few times. When it gets cool weather again, the black soldier flies will disappear, and it'll just be us and the worms again. I was thinking about that the other day. I wonder, in places like, say, Florida, or places where it doesn't really ever frost or get cold or freeze, I wonder if they have a black soldier fly problem year-round. Like, if I was trying to do this, like somewhere far south down in Florida, somewhere where it doesn't ever freeze, would I have a perpetual problem with black soldier flies? If you live somewhere where it don't never freeze and you got black soldier flies, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your experience. Do you have to deal with them year-round? I'm supposing you do. For me, I don't have to deal with them in the winter. Fall, winter, early spring. Really, the only time I have to deal with black soldier flies is summer months, really. That's what I've noticed. All right, moving right along. We're taking forever here. Talking too much. Hey, Mr. Gnome, you holding it down for us? Yes, sir, indeed. Lucas, how are you today? All right, buddy. Everything's good. Let's see what the Let's see what the thermometer says over here. About the same as yesterday. About 80. Bumping on 81. Alright, let's see. Do we got any soldier flies in here? Yeah, we got a few. Let's see here. Let me sure to zoom in on them where I can pick them up when I pick them up. You can hear them when they hit the... Can y'all hear them when they hit the bottom of that plastic pitcher? Hold on, let me see if I can get another one. They're pretty substantial little boogers. They're not, you know. I wonder how much protein is in one of these soldier flies. I mean, I know they're high in protein. I just wonder how high. How high is the protein in these things? Let's dig in this corner over here and see how the wormies are looking. All right, let me zoom in a little bit more. The bedding back here is nice and cool and moist. Everything's looking good to me. Just need to give the worms maybe a month or 2 or 3 weeks or a month to let the population kind of bounce back a little bit. Y'all, I sold a lot of worms in the past month and a half or so. I sold, I know over 10,000 worms. I have to go back and look at my records. Maybe I need to do that. I need to go back and look at my records and share that with the audience. I know I sold over 10,000 worms out of my bins, and maybe more than that. Maybe 15, maybe as many as 15,000 worms. So I kind of need to let them. And it's hot. It's hot anyways. I really can't ship the worms with some of the weather in parts of the country as extreme as it is. So I might as well just take a little time off and let the worm bins recuperate, let them rest during this hot weather. Maybe they'll, lay some cocoons and let their population bounce back a little bit. And by the time it cools off, I'll have plenty of worms again to make up my orders, All right, that's kind of my thinking on it. Y'all let me know in the comments if that sounds about right to you. All right, that's right. This is one of the bins that don't have no black soldier flies to speak of. See? Ain't that weird? Ain't that strange how some of the bins are infested with soldier flies and some of them, I can't even find a soldier fly. Now the bedding, right down there in the middle of the bedding, it's a little warm. Right in the middle. It's dry to the touch too. It's crumbly. But it held together when I squeezed it. It's right on the cusp of being too dry. It holds together when you squeeze it. So it's not, I guess it's not too dry. But a couple days in this warm shed without me adding any moisture, and that'll be too dry. So we probably got another day or two, and I'll add some more water in a day or so. Ooh, that's a big old roach. Get on out of here. I don't know if y'all saw that roach. I saw him. Yep, this is another bin that I ain't got a bunch of soldier flies in. Now, it's warm to the touch right in the middle. Again, let's see. All right. So it holds together when you squeeze. So it's moist. It's moist enough. Look at there. But it crumbles. It falls apart pretty easily too, as well. So it's not too wet. It's looking pretty good. I think it's looking pretty good. Let's get over here and look at these worms in the corner where it's nice and cool. Yep. Moving right along, y'all. All right, yeah, we got some soldier flies in this one, so let me grab the picture. Look at all them soldier flies in there, y'all. All right, we'll stick that right there. I see something right there. Let me get that one. That's a big one right there. Let me get that one. Look at that big boy right there. Woo! He makes a noise when he hits the bottom of the pitcher. Yes, sir. There's some in here. There's not a bunch. Let's see. It's big fat ones, though. Let's get them. Let's get them before they get away, y'all. They're down in the bedding. I turned it over and there they were. There's more of them. I found out when I was researching the black soldier fly that the maggot, the black soldier fly, stays in this form right here for about 14 to 18 days. And this is essentially, this is where the black soldier fly spends the majority of its life, in this form right here. Once it pupates after about 14, 18 days of being in this stage of life here, it pupates into the black soldier fly, and then it only lives about 8 days, about a week after that. And it doesn't eat anything once it becomes a soldier fly. It just drinks water, and it looks for a mate and lays eggs. It mates and lays eggs. That's all it does. So that's some interesting little tips and things I found out about the black soldier fly while I was researching it. I also learned they could lay up to about 800 eggs at a time. I think it's 600 to 800 eggs at a time. If you go back and look at my shorts, I actually found a cluster of black soldier fly eggs laid on the underside of one of my lids, and I took a short of it a week or so back. So if you want to go check that out, that's out there. If you want to go check that out. Oh, there's another one right there. Let's see. Let me get over here and see what these worms looking like. Ooh, there's a nice one. Where'd it go? That's a hook-worthy worm right there. Let's zoom in on him. Oh, yeah. That right there catch you a trout. Yes, sir. Or a bluegill or a shell cracker. Maybe a red breast. Ooh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me know in the comments if you've been fishing. Oh, and I'd love to see your photos. If anybody's got any photos they want to share of their latest fishing trips or anything, I would love to see your photographs, y'all. See what you've been up to, especially if you've been catching any big fish. Y'all don't forget to get your comments in. This afternoon, I'm going to be counting up the comments and tabulating them up and finding out who the winner of Dime Time this week is. For you folks who don't remember, Dime Time is a silver dime giveaway I do once a week, and I award the person who's made the most comments on the channel in the previous week's videos a silver dime for their time. That's 1 90% silver dime for your time. I call it Dime Time. Yes, sir. And today's the last day to get your comments in. Yep, today's the last day to get your comments in. I'll be tabulating them up this afternoon. So y'all be sure to get your comments in. Paisley said she was taking this week off. So y'all actually got a good chance that someone else might win the dime this week. Joshua, you better look out. You might have some competition this week. I gotta go count them up. I'm not sure yet. Ooh, I'm getting all kind of soldier flies in this bin. Yep, every day, y'all, I drop videos of me tending to my red wiggler worms or my black soldier fly larvae. And I feed them, to my chickens or my chicks, my golden Wyandottes or my blue lace red Wyandottes. I do videos like this every day, y'all. Sometimes it's exciting, sometimes it's a little boring, but I bring y'all along on the journey every day. Unless the good Lord calls me, I'm going to be here tomorrow. I ain't got no plans going nowhere else. And if you guys want to come and hang out with me, I sure would appreciate it. Drop me a comment, maybe a thumbs up if you like this kind of content. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're going to be having a silver giveaway when we reach that next goal, and we're getting close. So y'all, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Yes, sir. I think that's just about it. Let's see. We'll get any more over here. Yeah, we got a couple more over here. Now, obviously, we ain't get all of them, but we got a good many. Let's see how many we get. Let's zoom in down there. Ooh, look at there, y'all. Now, that's a high-protein snack. I'll be giving that to the chicks in a little bit. Y'all be sure to come stay tuned and come check out the chicken video when I feed these to them. I also got some another special treat. I think I'm going to be feeding them some frozen watermelon I got. So like I say, be sure to come check out the chicken video and see the little snack I get up for them. All right, y'all. Well, hey, y'all, if you made it this far, you know it. You already know it. I appreciate it, y'all. God bless you. And y'all, come on back now. You hear?